Hello, hello, my friends. Excuse me. Okay. Jody Harvilla with 31 Days of Spirit. And today is day 17, and we are talking about music and messages. So, it's my chat's not working today. So this is pre-recorded because it was kind of acting up this morning. So I thought I'm going to pre-record so you all get the message, and we don't miss a day, and then I will get it figured out. So Mercury in retrograde sometimes happens. I've had this happen before, and I just had to reset everything. But we have kind of a busy day today, so I wanted to make sure you all got the message and what we're doing, because I think it's really fun to do this around the holidays. I actually think it's fun to pay attention to the music that is playing anytime, especially if you are playing with loved ones that have crossed over. They're not here anymore with their bodies, but they definitely are around with their spirits. And today we're talking about music and messages. And I've had lots and lots and lots of music stuff that's come through over the years. I think this happened to me even as a kid, as a teenager. I don't think I realized how often it happened until I got more into this work, and I started paying more attention, quite honestly. And music is one of the fastest ways that you guys can raise your vibration. It's something that naturally raises your vibration. You can just listen to it. You don't have to get all involved in it. But music is one of those things that just helps things just get higher and higher. And a lot of us have had that experience where you listen to a song and you're just like, oh, I love this song. Whether it's more the hard rock or the country or the Christmas music, doesn't really matter. What does it for you, as long as there's some music that works for you. Some music will make you cry, some music makes you laugh, some music makes you dance. So I think music can be a really important piece, especially in that healing space. If maybe you just lost somebody or you're missing someone over the holidays. I've had a couple different really fun ones. So I had a friend that passed several years ago, and I got a new car, and I was on a road trip. I remember I was clearing someone's house at the lake. And when I'm clearing spaces, I really feel connected. And so I was like, all right, friend, show me the next 3 songs, and I'm going to take them as messages from you. And I turned on my new radio in my new car, and I love my new car, and I was in a great mood, and it was beautiful out. I don't remember the lake I was at, but I just remember it was such a beautiful day. And we had super fun at the lake and super fun clearing the person's home. And we just had such a great time. And so I heard Miley Cyrus, The Climb, which was very fitting for where I was in the world at the moment. I heard This Is My Fight song, and I can't remember who sings that. And that made sense to me too, because I really had a story that I had to fight for everything that I've had. And I've since changed that story, but that was a big, like, it was a fight song. And I still like that song. And then the third one was that Delilah song, and it had a line in there that I'm saying hello from 1,000 miles away or something. And I was like, oh, that whole song just hit me, and I was like, love that song. And so I got these great songs, and every time I hear them, they play in the same order every time. And I think that's fun. And I've had where another friend passed away just a couple years ago, and we had a whole story. One of my first trips, and I was with these people, and I had just gotten dumped, and I was listening to Bon Jovi because I love Bon Jovi. It's one of my favorites. And they were teasing me because I just listened to it way too much. And so after he passed, every time I turned on my radio for like 3 weeks after he passed, and still now, if I'm thinking about him, Bon Jovi will come on. But every time I turned on my radio for 3 weeks, Bon Jovi came on. And his wife was like, well, he doesn't even like Bon Jovi. And I was like, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. My friend that died definitely wasn't a Miley Cyrus fan. He definitely wasn't into my fight. Like, the music they send is for you, not necessarily what they loved. Although that happens too. There is a client of mine, and we had worked together for years and years. And after she passed, her favorite song, I don't remember the name of it. It was just this random song. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I was going to look it up because it's such a funny story. But she told us like this song, it was kind of a rap song and stuff. And I'm like, that's your favorite song? It just didn't fit with like what I knew of her. And it was so funny. And I was like, okay, that's a very odd song. It's definitely not my taste in music, but when I hear it now, cracks me up every time. Because I'm like, I still don't get that song. I still don't understand why you like that song, but okay. So when I hear that song, it always makes me laugh and think of our community gal, Christy. I'm trying to remember the names of these songs, but of course I can't remember them off the top of my head. But I do think that oftentimes if you're in the right space and you allow yourself to listen and you kind of keep it open-ended. So like what I do a lot is I'll be like, you know what, Spirit, I'm going to be in my car. I'm going to be listening to music. Send me a message over the next few songs. And if my intuition tells me to switch the stations, I listen and I switch the stations. And then I listen for the next song to see if it makes any sense to me. And then I might get another hit to switch that station again. So it's also a really fun intuition piece and a way to connect with your loved ones, because you're kind of playing this like, hey, send me, a message in a song. And then you got to listen to your intuition to see when it sits and when it comes in, and then really pay attention to it. Like, oh, this is a song. I can feel it. Because some songs you'll be like, this is not the song. You'll just know this is not the song. So I also use that as a great exercise for people to practice their intuition and practice listening from their loved ones. Because when you try to connect with your loved ones, their energy can be very subtle. And when I'm doing readings, it might be really strong for me because I've done this for, 13, 14 years now, but it might be brand new for you. And it's also brand new for them. So they're trying to teach you how to connect and how to communicate with them. It's not by words typically that we don't have a conversation with them. At least I don't with my mediumship. I get emotions, I get feelings, I get little visions. Sometimes music titles come in. I have one client, she's great. She gets more messages through music. Like she'll ask her guides a question about something and she hears a song over and over and over. That's happened for a couple years for her. And I think that's super fun because she probably has a lot of music in her head. And so that's what Spirit can pull from. They can only pull from what's in your brain. Okay, does that make sense? So the things that I know about, that's what they can pull from to connect with me. So they're not necessarily going to pull music that they listen to. They're going to connect with music that I connect to. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. But I always think that's very interesting if you go to a gallery or you do a group reading of some kind, things like that. I think it's pretty fascinating because the people that I tend to call on do sometimes have a lot in common with me, not every time, but it's because we all have similar information in our heads. And so they can use that. John Holland always told us, like, make sure you actually know what the United States and the world looks like, because Spirit will try to take us down like the United States map or put us here, put us there. But if we don't know where states are, he's like, it's really hard for them to give you communication because you don't know where your states are. So he's like, that actually is important for a medium to learn. And I'm like, oh no, I'm in so much trouble because I always have to be like, okay, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. Like I know where some of the states are. But they pull things like if you're a big TV watcher, movie watcher, they'll pull things from movies, they'll pull things from TV. But if let's say, like Eli's a huge hunter, like he's all into the hunter stuff. I know some of it, so I do sometimes get the hunting stuff, but not always because it's not something I'm an expert at. But it's easier for them to communicate with things that are in your head. Okay, so keep an eye on that piece over the next couple of weeks. I do think the holiday music, I've told many clients, I'm like, you know what, if you are really struggling, get yourself to the mall, sit down where the kids are singing, because a lot of times this next couple weeks, they actually take all the little kids and they let them sing Christmas carols and things like that. I'm like, just listening to that, because they're always out of tune. There's always that one crazy dancer kid, the other kid that's just crabby for being like, it's so funny to watch those little kids sing those Christmas songs. That always is really fun to me. Or live music is always an uplifting thing, depending what kind of music you like. So music is something I remember after my dad passed. I did not, that was when I was really doing a lot of silent stuff. And I think it was almost at least 9 months. And I was at the camper and I put some music on and I realized, wow, I have not played music in months. And it was kind of weird. Eli's a big music guy. So if we're cleaning the house or we got to do something, he always has music on. And I kind of like the quiet and the silence, or I'll put on like a background favorite show of mine or something to have a little noise going on. But it was such a weird thing, because I was like, haven't played music in a really long time. That is really interesting. And I could feel my vibration was like, oh, finally she turned on some music. And so if you're not normally a music person, try it. Just see. You don't have to leave it on for long, 5-10 minutes. Pick a favorite song, pick a song that, people that struggle to cry sometimes. I'm like, go find a song, because I guarantee there's some song that moves your emotion. And so sometimes it's Silent Night, or, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer often makes people dance, Jingle Bells. And so music can be a really healing piece. Okay. So we want you to just remember and ask your loved ones over the next couple weeks, show me a message in music. What do I need to know? Tell me something that my heart needs right now. Ask some questions in the morning and then just see what kind of music shows up for you. Okay. All right. Today's kind of short. Sorry about that. Since I don't have my chat button for you guys. I actually have a really fun day ahead. I am going to a girlfriend's house. I'll try to post some pictures later. But we're going to go make homemade lefse. And I have made it when I used to work in a nursing home, and I did activities and I loved it. And and she was talking about making lefse. I'm like, hey, I want to come. First of all, I love homemade lefse. And I don't know how to make it, but I think that would be a really fun thing Eli and I could do, because he likes to bake every once in a while things. And my grandma used to always have lefse and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to go with her today over to her house. She's got us all set up, and she's very organized in her cooking. She's made lefse for years. So she's going to teach us her recipe that her grandma's used for years and years and years. I think 40 years, she said, or something like that. And I was told at the nursing home I was really good on the griddle. So she's like, fine, we'll put you in the griddle. I'm like, okay, whatever you want. And so I'll try to do a couple videos from there. But have you guys made lefse? Is that something you do in your house? I love homemade lefse. So I'm super happy, because she's going to let us take some home. And she has the payment. She's like, you have to give me this many. If we make this many, you have to give me this many. I'm like, you're so smart. She's like, yeah, then I get my lefse. I'm like, totally worth it. I love it. I think it's great. So, so that's what I'm going to do today. What are you guys up to today? Let me know in the comments. Like I mentioned yesterday, don't forget to grab your gift certificates. I still have some specials and some discounts on reading. So if you need a little stocking stuffer for somebody or need a gift for somebody, make sure you do that. And if you've purchased the gift certificates, make sure you check your mail, because we automatically send them to you. So you guys can print them off and give them to your people. And I don't know that everyone sees that, because sometimes our email goes into spam. That's the other thing that we figured out over the weekend. We still don't know why you guys are getting blank emails. We're working on it with ActiveCampaign, but some of you need to go to your spam file, because that's where the real 31 days email is ending up, in your spammer promotions. That is just something that happens. It's a pain in the ass for small businesses, but make sure if you're not seeing our emails, you need to go into your spam, put them onto your list, make sure you whitelist us, all that good stuff. And that should help some of those of you that are getting the blank ones. Most of you that we saw in our emails yesterday are getting both the blank one and the real one with the videos. And then we have our big public group email that we send out too. So that's not the one we're talking about. We're talking about the one that says second week, 31 days of spirit. And then the blank one says like second week roundup, which cute name, but we never put one together for that. So if you have issues, just email us. But yeah, let us know if you need gift certificates. Go jump and grab them. And I will be back tomorrow at noon Central. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great, great day. Sorry I can't chat with you today. But we will make sure that I have it fixed by tomorrow. I know what to do with it. I just didn't have the space to do it because I got to go make lefse. All right, guys. See you later.